Back at it with the Hump Day Happy Hour Tapin on Carolina Dirt 803. My brother, he's in the comment section. He couldn't get on tonight, but he here. And we have Miss Litt Lizzy Farms, Miss Shondee Galloway. How you doing, ma'am?
What's going on, good people?
Yeah, so what you been up to before we get into it a little bit? Just give a brief description of what's been going on.
Well, I am Shondee G. I am Prez and farm hand at Litt Lizzy Farms in Leesville, South Carolina. We are a cannabis farm. We specialize in CBD and hemp, the little sister of THC, for those of you who aren't very familiar with what CBD and hemp are. Same plant, but different purpose. We have a variety of products that come straight from our farm to your home. And the good brothers at Bottom of the Bottle have invited me back to speak with y'all. And I look forward to some good conversation tonight.
Man,
I got the hand clap.
You got the hand clap. Let me get a hand clap. Nah, but that's dope. You're a dope individual, and we tried to get you back on. But I remember you said,
appreciate that.
You had some stuff you had to get straight with yourself. So I appreciate you rocking with us. One more again.
Absolutely. Year 2022 and 2023 have been extraordinary for me. I've learned a lot about farming, but even more about self and health, and how important health is. And fortunately, farming has tied into self-care and, good health. And I'm back at it now. We're going full-fledged at Litt Lizzy Farms. So I'm glad to be back on the show so I can tell the people more and also talk with you and your bro about an event on the farm. We got to set something up.
Oh, ma'am, you are always a dope individual. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get into first call. We got to get through our crazy questions real quick one time. Okay. I'm going to do 10 of them real quick since my brother ain't here. We're going to have some fun. You ready?
Okay, let's do. Never prepared, but let's do this.
Never prepared. Visit the zoo or the aquarium?
Man. I'm gonna say the zoo. There are a few things in the ocean that I am absolutely terrified of, so I will pass.
Yeah, no. That what's crazy about space is space. What's crazy about the ocean, you see the shit that come up sometimes. Like that's the craziest shit.
Absolutely.
What's the furthest you ever walked?
I think about 5 miles or so.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to get some things done, and I currently live in a big city.
Okay.
So I was having car trouble at the time, and the heat in North Carolina can be just as brutal as South Carolina. So it made a woman out of me that day, but I got the job done. So.
Shit, I would have been a dead man walking. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have been a dead man walking. What are you, a glass half full or glass half empty person?
Uh, I'm more of a happy to have a glass type person. Um, I guess that means half full for me. I try to
Uh,
see the bright side of things.
I try to, but it's rough, especially this day and age.
It don't
It's,
always work out that way, but I try.
yeah, nah, I totally understand that. What's the best restaurant in the Charlotte area to you?
um, Maybe my sister will text me since she's watching. I can't remember the name of Rock Salt is one of my favorite restaurants in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, yeah, I ain't never heard of them. There's so many restaurants in Charlotte, like, man, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot in Columbia too. After watching TikTok
Mm-hmm.
videos, I didn't realize we had that many restaurants, but I know Charlotte probably double the amount of restaurants in here in Columbia.
It's truly an oyster bar and seafood restaurant.
Yeah.
It's you got to be prepared to go there, but they have great service and great food. So I've always been impressed. They're never disappointed.
All right, what's your favorite book?
Oh wow. Anything by Walter Mosley.
Sure, I don't read. I don't even know who that dude is. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He does he does a great he does a great series around the detective Easy Rawlins out of Los Angeles in the early 40s and 50s. You've ever heard of Devil in a Blue Dress with Denzel
Yeah,
Washington and Don Cheadle? He wrote the
yeah.
book that movie is based off of, and he was one of the producers involved in Snowfall. So,
Oh
um,
wow.
yeah, Walter Mosley, he has respect in those book streets, but
Yeah.
probably underrated overall. One of my favorites.
All right. So, what's your favorite movie?
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe a tie between. Oh wow, I can give you a top three. I can't give you a favorite.
All right, real quick. Give me top three, real quick.
Color Purple, uh, City of God, and Children of Men.
Okay.
They're worth a Google. They're worth a Google. I'll tell you that.
All right. Since I see you be doing your sports therapist thing, who are the three? I'll give you a three since you said three just now. Your three favorite athletes that you work with.
Um, I might have to pass this question because beyond the post on
Uh-huh.
Instagram, I'm supposed to have some sort of confidentiality
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm
with
sorry.
my
I'm sorry.
clients. I'm
Okay,
trying to
I'm
do the
sorry.
right thing in public.
Yeah, man. My bad. Uh, I don't care. My brother he about to talk shit this one. What you most scared of? Well, no, I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, what you most scared of? Midgets or clowns?
Oh wow. Little people do disturb me, but not more than twins. When no one warns me that a
Oh,
person has a twin, that kind of
wow.
freaks me out. Yeah, it's happened to me twice in my life. It's kind of traumatic. No
Man, yeah.
warning.
Yeah, we got a cousin, man. She's so terrified of little people, man. I'm talking about run, like literally. She running from her. God, dog. I want to find one to bring them to her. Oh, what's the best investment you've done besides Litt Lizzy?
um, Investment in self, total change in attitude. I had a health scare uh, early last year. Um, it's changed my mindset and appreciation of a lot of things. Yeah, I'll say that much. That works for me.
All right. I guess my last one. We're gonna do something real quick since I got it in my head. Right? You ready? We're gonna do quick
Let's do
math.
this.
Quick math. Quick math. You
Mm,
ready?
mm-mm.
See, we didn't start drinking. You see how people get? You want to do a quick spelling bee?
Yeah, let's try
No,
spelling
I'm
bee.
lying. I'm lying. Which one is worse? Spelling bee for a math competition. We're gonna say you going up against an eighth grader.
We talking Common Core math, or I graduated in
I understand.
The late 19th century. Which
Right now,
math are we
eighth
talking?
grader. I'm
Oh
eighth
no,
grader.
math is going to be harder for me.
Eighth
Yeah,
grader math, eighth grader spelling bee.
I always did a great job at the spelling bees. It's the math.
Okay.
I think I quit college because of math. So.
I totally understand. So I ain't get to pour my drink, but that was first call. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you,
So
sir. Thank you, sir.
So as my brother said, we're gonna go into some little current topics right now. And I posted in our BOTB Facebook group. And we talked. Well, the post was about the whole Jay-Z thing. I don't know if you saw the little story on Jay-Z. They presented on the Breakfast Club about he had a family member come and ask him for $4,800. You being a businesswoman right now, I don't know what your financial status is as far as your business and personal, but how do you feel about family members that are not immediate, not your mom, not your dad, not your sister? I don't know if you have brothers, but how do you feel about them coming and asking you for finances? And is there a level to how much you ask for and when you ask for? So it's kind of like a big question.
Wow. One, thanks for the recap. I'm not up to date on a lot of things because I'm kind of on social media break, beyond business. So I'm out of the matrix right now. I'm out of the matrix right now. So, I don't know, 48 American dollars, 4,800 American dollars is what we're talking about.
$4,800 American.
From a billionaire. One, I think it's amazing that this cousin who wants $4,800 still has access to his kin who is a billionaire. That is amazing. That must speak on some type of relationship that they have, because I don't know if I could confidently say that if I had $1 billion that my entire family would have access to me. I think that's kind of hard. If we're going to be honest about family dynamics, I'm glad I don't have this problem. I want to make sure I say I don't know. I kind of find fault in asking for $4,800 from a billionaire. What is going on in our life where a billionaire is our last resort or our first resort to ask for $4,800? There was nobody else in between, I guess. And it made it all the way to Jay-Z. And I would personally say if I had access to a billionaire, I would hope that I would never need $4,800. Because I had learned something from a billionaire where I had $48 million at least. But I'm glad to not have this problem. That sounds so unfortunate for this family member.
I mean, I kind of somebody I agree. That's matter of fact, that's my brother right there. So that's a different perspective. I respect that answer. I totally respect it too. When I was listening to the story on the Breakfast Club, in my head, I was thinking, I'd rather have the opportunity to learn something instead of the 4,800. Now, granted, that 4,800 might have been they're behind on their mortgage, behind on something, behind on multiple things where they couldn't. The timetable was fast forward. But in a sense, like if you waited till you were in the red to ask for the money, you're really in a predicament. But I would ask for the opportunity. Like 4,800, you don't even offer to wash that man's car. Like you don't offer some kind of service to him for the 4,800. People were talking about loans, this and loan that. I can't loan people money. People ask for loans, but if you're not asked for it, what about an opportunity? Are you trying to tell me? Like, I don't know the guy's work ethic. Obviously, I don't need neither one of them. But of all the business Jay-Z owns, you can't even ask for a job. Or he may have asked for a job. I guess it's the principle. So my thing is the opportunity to, make the 4,800 myself under his umbrella.
And if I'm behind in my mortgage, say that is the situation, I'm going to ask you to pay off this house. I'm not going to ask you for $4,800 because I'm going to be prepared to pay you back no matter what amount. But I imagine this man deals with all kinds of things during the day. So for me to come and ask for 40, I don't know. I would love to have a family dynamic where it'd be like, yeah, man, I'll give you this $4,800, but why you ain't ask me for 40,000? Like I got you. If family got you, they got you. Maybe that's being modest, being very coy about the situation. Hey, cuz I only want to ask you for the minimum, and I can get that too. But I don't know. It speaks on a lot of things about access to people and what you're willing to pay back and stuff like that. But that is surprising to ask a billionaire for $5,000, which I'm sure is pennies, but you can ask for the kind that folds too, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, let's break it down for the everyday people like you, myself, and our viewers. Let's say we're making $300,000 a year. Cousin come to ask you for $2,000. What's your take on that? Just trying to, because I think when I listen to the Breakfast Club, listen to Charlamagne and DJ Envy break down their views on it. Like, I respect it, but y'all are millionaires talking about a billionaire to regular folk.
Right. Yeah, it's still all out of my tax bracket.
It's still out of our tax bracket.
And the reality is, if any one of my friends were to ask me for $4,800 now, my reply would be, I can help you. I can't give that all to you, but I can help you get closer to that. That's just my reality. You asked before, the first part of the question, being in the cannabis industry, people see the farm, they see the leaf, and there are a lot of assumptions made by people kin to me and total strangers about what I have access to financially. I am still a farmer at the end of the day. You don't have any millionaires that just jump into farming without the security of their millions. You always see that if you're not inherently in it or passionate about it, you don't see millionaires out there in the field farming. I've had people assume that I got it to lend, and I don't have it like that. Not at this time. That's the goal, though. If I made what was it, 1.2 million a year, and my family asked me for $2,000, $20,000, I would genuinely want to help. There are some people, you can't help, but I would genuinely want to help, even as a millionaire. Absolutely. As a 100,000aire, we got to talk about it. But I'm here to help.
But see, your lane is kind of confusing as far as outside looking in. We see the dope boys on the block. We see the dudes moving 100 pounds of weed, and the police pull somebody over, and they got 100 pounds worth so and so street value, and you got a hemp farm, which is still, as you say, related into the cannabis business. So me not knowing any better, I'm thinking you're making not what the dope boys are making, but in a similar tax bracket. So me coming to you is saying, I know she got $2,000.
Oh, I'm the plug according to the public. I'm the plug, and I get that. Yeah. You should see some, and that's the part of why I'm not on social media at the time. You should see some of the friend requests from people that know the friends of my friends, the associates of my friends, where my friends or family members have spoken out loud, and I love the support. And they tell a story about the farm, and then people come looking and they want me to know that they know so and so. But I'm not the plug because I'm very much in a legalized cannabis business. And as a Black woman, I want people to understand that the challenges are many. So it's not as easy as it looks. And half of that is, a portion of that is staying focused and not being discouraged by some of those challenges. If it were easy, if the money were easy and fluid, more people that look like me would be involved in this. We're trying to make it more fluid, but from farming, from putting it in the ground to putting it in a product and putting it in your hand is hard work. I try to show that as much as possible. A lot of people forget that though, just because they see the leaf and they know that dope boys get a lot of money, a lot of money. That's not the type of money that I get.
Yeah. I mean, I think you hear a lot of rappers and other entrepreneurs getting into the cannabis industry or whatever. Um, Jay-Z's got into it, and I think that's the other thing. I guess with the cousin, I guess they're related. Obviously they're related, but then there's cousins that I don't know are my cousins. There's cousins I know that are my cousins and I see on a regular basis. But it's different than seeing them on a regular basis and hearing them on every news outlet, every radio, every movie, anything, and you hear them giving out $20,000 to this college fund or $1,000 to this, heart disease and cancer, and you're like, well, can I get $4,800?
Right.
Like I didn't round up to the whole $5,000.
So fill me in. How did this story about these $4,800 get out?
He was talking to Kevin Hart on Kevin Hart's show, and they were talking about money and giving people money, and Jay-Z told the story. Charlamagne, the guy said, C-Hess said it too. He was basically like, once you give them the money, they're going to keep asking, which is true. So that's why I said I'd rather give the opportunity. Now you can take this $4,800, but you got to work free for me for like the next month. I don't care whatever I ask. If I call you to pick me up, or if I call you as like Diddy and have you walk for a cheesecake, I expect that for that $4,800 to teach you a lesson where you either not come back, or as Charlamagne say, you come with a business plan, or you come with a way to pay me back.
I've unfortunately seen people distance themselves rather than come around and do a simple amount of work, to show their appreciation or as some kind of, payback for the loan or, for the gift or whatever it is. It's hard. It's about, then you have to know the cousin that you're giving money to, because it is a good point that some people, you give it that first time, they're going to return. And it might be a sob story attached this time, or, who knows? So it could be a slippery slope. Could be.
They had a lady call in on the segment, and they were just saying that I actually asked her point of view on the situation. And she said she gave her sister's daughter $80,000 for a wedding.
Wow.
And they asked her, like, basically, hey, whoa, why'd you do that? And, she went in on this story, like, basically everybody knows she got it. Like, she's done so much stuff in her life where she set herself up financially. Mm-hmm. But she ended up giving her $80,000. They're like, so why'd you get? She like, every time she asked for money prior, she always got paid back. Obviously, it was less than the $80,000. But she said she felt special in her even coming asking for the money. So she gave it. But she said she hadn't seen a dime of that yet.
I'm not gonna say I'm envious of these people, but wow, to be able to ask for $80,000 from someone, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. It's a shame that people don't pay other people back. That is, they'd rather burn bridges, but eventually they'll look for someone to send them a boat again. So yeah, that's a shame. That is a shame.
But I guess
that is a shame.
Like that's my thing when it comes to athletes and rappers and movie stars. Like, they always say you got to get into the door of the room with everybody in it that have all these ideas. For the ones that come up financially unstable, the ones that come up with reasons why they're not investing, like, what did you learn when you finally got into these rooms? Like, are you listening? Are you hearing? You have people that's motivated like yourself that get into the room and take every idea and figure out how to best use that for yourself. and you don't have the finances, but you have people that have $1 million, 300,000, and they're spending it on all this BS when they could invest it in themselves, or invest into a business like yours, or invest in you and go into business with yourself. So, how do you feel about the people wasting their opportunities?
I think it's all a part of a lesson that um, that only that they'll have to learn. That's their lesson. All this, or hopefully, it'll become a lesson, and they won't gloss over the experience. I remember the question, the two versions of the question. If you were given half a meal or hour lunch with Jay-Z, which one would you take? And there was a great debate about that. I think I'm always going to fare on the side personally of I'm going to take the $500,000, even though he has valuable information. He has experience, that tacit knowledge, the things that you cannot learn in a book, but only by experience. He has that. But another part of the game is hustle, ambition, and application of knowledge. But nobody ever mentions money either. I've learned I can sit in those rooms and soak up that information, but one of the tools or resources that we will forever need, especially as a minority in my business, is going to be green paper, money. So you hope to stumble upon several different opportunities where you can soak up the game, but beyond the game, you're going to need that green. When they flip the question and they ask, what would you take, a quarter of a meal or lunch with Soulja Boy? No diss to Soulja Boy, because Soulja Boy is an extraordinary businessman. You've got to give him credit for that. When I was owner and producer of an internet radio station, we were actually some of the first, or one of the first stations to play Soulja Boy songs when he was repping Alabama. So it's with that, the other part of that is I want to tell that we live in a different time where people have to take money to make the most of their opportunities. Sometimes conversation just ain't gonna dig it. No matter who's giving it, sometimes the conversation just ain't gonna dig it.
I would say this: the thing with the conversation thing about the $500,000 and just because we having dinner and lunch don't mean he gonna talk. There still has to be some kind of chemistry. And then what is he telling you? And it's just like anything else that fits your tax bracket. Right. Like, what is he gonna tell you that you still gonna need the money, but it's also the chemistry type shit. Like, like you said, Soulja Boy. I think Jim Jones is a dope businessman because everybody says Jim Jones is trash, but he still finds a way to make money. Whether it's love and hip hop or whatever, he laid the track.
He stays on your timeline. Yeah.
Yes. Jim Jones does it. I'm always preaching Ross. People talk about Rick Ross being a fake gangster, and he's been when it comes down to it, look at his business knowledge. He knows how to build a team to help him get where he's at. That's the most important. Like, people worried about the wrong shit. You worried about if he's a fake CO. You say he's fat. Like, that's your only, like, you didn't get nothing from all the rap you've been saying. What you picked up was he don't sell dope, but you didn't pick up all his investments.
He can make payroll though. Well, now he can make payroll.
When him and DJ Envy got into it, and Envy was basically like on some you let somebody else sleep in your house because of the whole Coming to America was shot at his house. He got a check for that and got to be in the movie. Like, what kind of diss was that? Like, Envy is an investor. Like, Envy should know that he got a check for them doing the movie at his house.
Isn't Envy being sued as an investor?
Yes. Envy's being sued yes. So when it comes to, we ran that topic a little longer than what I thought. I think that was a dope conversation.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
No, I loved it. Oh, not that. I ain't love that. The conversation, not that. But from the last time you was on till now, what's changed with Litt Lizzy Farms? Whether it's good or bad?
As our we accomplished. We survived our first year of farming.
Oh look, you need
At,
$100 for your lights because your lights just went out. You got
I don't
dark.
know what happened there. I'm not. I got darker. Yeah. I don't know
The
what
light went
happened
out.
there. That's crazy.
4,800.
Yeah.
Nah, you good.
So we are proud to say that we were successful in our first year of hemp farming. As Novus farmers, we did that. We were able to harvest more than 200 pounds of hemp, cannabis, sativa ale in Leesville, South Carolina. We have a strong product line of 9 CBD or hemp infused products. We've experienced some challenges, but we're new to this game and we accept those. But we've had the support of friends and family and total strangers from across this good nation that keep us motivated. We hope to be coming to more stores near everyone, and a big part of our 2024 plans is agritourism. People have asked to host parties, festivals. Homeschoolers really want tours of the farm. So we're going to make ourselves more available to our community in 2024. That is one of the biggest focus that we have right now.
So I think that's dope to have people come on the farm because they can see. I think that gives people motivation also. As far as, do I want to get into this? Like, all the work that goes into it is not known. Once again, you're so close to the dope boy that people don't know how much work actually goes into it.
Right.
Like they just see the hoopla. So giving tours, I think that would bring more people into the industry. That's also a networking skill. You might have the right person coming there and want to invest in it. So
right.
would you take an investor, or would you teach somebody how to do it?
Well, part of our short history is last year we introduced to our friends and family, a small network of people, something called Cannabis 101, where we offer several different avenues to get into this industry, because it's always been part of our focus, is making sure that people that look like us have an opportunity, or we're able to at least discuss it. So we offer consultation to those who would like to be farmers or transporters or storage facilities. We, as a family-owned business, are also accepting investors. Investment in our brand, not our land. So the farm itself and what we produce there is something that's not on the table, but what we're able to pull out of that land and give to our customers. The brand that we're building, and we hope to premiere something January of 2024, a whole new look. What we're doing now is we're offering people in on the company, but the soil itself is going to continue to stay within the family.
So how does, as of right now, your idea where that goes into somebody getting into the brand, how does that look? And do they choose the avenue, or they're just, when they put in, they're doing it for the overall Litt Lizzy Farms?
We have we have more than one way to break it up. If you're looking for Litt Lizzy Farms and the entire brand itself, what we're able to put on shelves, absolutely. If you just want the retail focus, which would mean that there's no online focus or any other sales included, but just what we're able to put into the stores, then that's an option also. When we switch over to our consultation service, when we switch over to our consultation options, we can teach people, actually, guide them along the way, or step by step, where we're hand in hand and doing it with them in their field, in their area. Or we can also do something called a private grow, where we're in charge of their grow. And at the end of the day, whatever is yielded from that area, that grow, goes to that person for them to do as they please, whether they want us to continue to manufacture it and break it down into a product, or if they say, hey, this is my stash, my private stock.
That's dope. I mean, you're giving people an opportunity for generational wealth at, I guess, the bottom stages, the growth stages, as you would say. Um, some investors want to get in when something is blowing up, and some want to get in at the bottom. But I just feel like if you get in at the bottom, you can learn the ins and outs. You can learn the do's and the not do's. Like it allows you to grow with the company. Um, as far as you talking to other farmers, how do you feel about your level of knowledge?
Well, that's a good question, but let me go back just a second and say something I think is really important. I joked about being the plug earlier,
Yeah.
but I might be, and it's rare that I toot my own horn. But let's look at it this way. Um, I am proud to say to my associates, friends, and family, I'm not just in this for myself. If you and your brother came to me and said, "Hey, we want to do a line of CBD products in honor of our father. We want to do a CBD oil, and we gonna probably market this to veterans, older people in our community, friends and family. We want to pay homage to our dad. Can you do that for me, Shondee?" Sure. I have a CBD oil here. This is what we call white labeling. You pay for your quantity. Once I give you these bottles of oil, they are yours. You put whatever label you want to on it. I have all the information about what's in this bottle so you can educate your customers. But whether it's, J and bro and J, like whatever you want it to be, I'm able to plug you into that and help people create brands for themselves because I supply at the end of the day. When it comes to my knowledge as a farmer, I am not comfortable speaking with other farmers about certain things like technicalities with nutrients and growing procedure is something I'm learning from my father in the classes that I'm taking because my father is our lead farmer. I am comfortable talking about the plant itself, its benefits, its history, and how we're able to make a business out of it. There I am most comfortable.
How do you how do you feel about your personal life and your business life as of right now? Like, which one is taking over, or which one's in control? Which one's in control right
Uh, my personal life is in control. It wasn't like that long ago. Um, we have this society with this mindset that we need to hustle and grind, but grinding is reducing yourself. You grind things down to a pulp or to a condition where they can't function. I may have hustle in me and be very ambitious, but I've learned that at my most successful, my personal life or the balance that I have in my personal life.
now?
When it's in order, everything else falls into place business wise.
I feel like sometimes that gets hard for all business people.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah.
whether you got
Absolutely.
a immediate family, extended family, if you got somebody sickly around you, you got friends. Like you can get lost in your work, and they say your friends, your personal life, supposed to be your outlet when you get lost in the work, and then your family and your friends also supposed to help motivate you to do the work, to be
Right.
business like. Um, and you see some of the people that fail, you hear them say, "I wish I would have spent more time with my family," because like they failed. But then you see people who succeeded and was like, "Well, I'll spend time with my family now."
Mm.
Um, then you got the people that say, "I know how to divide it up," but do you really know how to divide it up? Because time is really the judgment. So that's kind of why I asked you. Like, you can't hit a rewind button. So, is it worth it as far as what you've done so far? Is it worth everything that you put into it?
Absolutely. Um, I've made great sacrifice uh, physically, emotionally, mentally. Um, but as you said, family is a great deal of motivation. Your why. Many
Yeah.
people have family as their why. And it's hard if your why is a source of conflict, chaos, drama, or anything toxic or unhealthy, or there's a depression there, yeah, it messes up the whole scheme of things. There's a portion of us, though, where our business or our body is our business. So it's a great deal of concentration on just being self-centered. I'm not in that circle of people at this time, and I'm very much in a family-owned business, so I have to be able to cooperate with these people. My why is part of my work each and every day. But the things that happen to a single woman and trying to live her best life, have balance with family, stay active and healthy, they can be very challenging. But if I don't keep those in order, I've always seen that people that can't handle their personal business don't do well in anybody else's business. It's hard to do business with them. If they lying and got other things going on in their personal lives and it's full of conflict, you can't expect them to show up on time for you for anything. So I try to stay solid as a woman. So when I step into my role as president or farm hand, that there's no friction there. And it's worked so far.
Is your peace, do you find peace in the same thing? So when you need peace at home and you need peace at work, is it the same thing or they're different?
Sometimes they can be the same thing. I don't. I live with other people in this home, but I'm able to have a great deal of solitude because I don't have any dependents. I don't have any children or anyone else that's depending on my attention. So when I want for myself, I can get for myself. But often, when it's time to work, the biggest challenge or the more present challenge is being president and not being daughter. Being president and having an idea and not being sister. Separating role of home versus work, to make sure that you're going to be emotional, but to make sure that emotion is in check and that you're doing the right thing for the business and not really battling the person.
How many times you want to scream, this some bullshit?
Daily.
This some bullshit. I'm tired of your ass. Hey, tell your sister we can take this in the yard right now.
and it's not always family. Sometimes it's the people outside. I've turned into a collections agent.
Yeah.
I'm a website developer, a few other things, and you have people in their other roles, and when you see their frustrations, there's cursing going on. When they cause frustration, there's cursing going on. You want to go to bat for your people, and sometimes you go into bat against your people in the business. But we've been really successful in getting it right. And shout out to my family. They have really been some troopers. I don't know about y'all, but the biggest challenge of my life was teaching my parents how to be drug dealers at 40 years old. So, I think I've accomplished something in this family. My family has really been solid through this whole process. We've learned a lot together, and now that we're in our roles, I think we're probably going to be unstoppable once we get our feet set on this track.
Yeah, I wanted to hit on, because I always say network is superpower. So on this last part of this, I just want to hit on, how do you feel about networking, and how has it benefited you, and how has it not benefited you?
Honestly, I'm probably one of the most extroverted introverts that you have in your pocket. I joke that I really am not a people person, but when it's time, I feel like I can step in and communicate what needs to be known to the room. Fun fact, I work for the United States, I work for the U.S. Department of State for a little while as an intern in my early 20s. And I really learned then about being the only Black person in the room. Most often the only woman in the room, and definitely the only Black woman in the room. I've never really cared for networking events because I've run into a few where it just seemed like a money suck or the wrong motivation behind. I think networking happens in the most uncommon places when you don't expect. It's always great to be around like-minded people because it is motivating, you know. But oftentimes it's the chance encounters and the good conversations that lead to you stumbling upon what you need or the people that you need to know. Um, I'll take a small venue over some large conference any day.
What have you? What is a way that you changed when it came to networking? Like, do you know how to turn it on and off?
Um, yeah, I would say so. I don't like to talk a lot. So to sit and speak with someone and have to share and stay interested and exchange information and make empty promises to call one another or to reach out later,
Mm.
it's a it's trying. It's trying for me. I am not the social butterfly. That's more of my sister's strength.
Yeah.
Um, when we are a great team together, I'm able to communicate as a business what's going on. She's able to reel people in with this wonderful personality and the knowledge to match everything that I put out there. We do great together because she takes up the slack of what true networking takes, which is the ability to connect with people and to make sure that you follow through.
Yeah, my thing, like, I hate when people can't turn that shit off. Like, when it's all business, like, if you meet somebody and you talk business or whatever, and then, like, all right, it's time to get some drinks or it's time to watch football.
Right,
Like, they just keep talking that one thing. So I feel like we don't have a connection.
right,
Like, if our
right,
connection is only business, I don't see how, when it gets stagnant, I don't see how our relationship stays the same. If something doesn't fall through, like you said, empty promises don't fall through, like, I don't see us getting past that. So now we
right.
have a problem. But you got to be able to turn that shit off. To me, you got to be able to turn that shit off and be personal. So what I do every once in a while, like every guest we've had, every once in a while, I'll just send them a notice like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? Just checking in on you." I don't want nothing, but I
Right.
just feel like we're trying to build something because I want people to remember us when they need something or they want to help somebody else. Be like, "Hey, it's those two guys. They got a podcast. It's a small podcast, but they can give you something." But if you're always business, people take business minded people too serious sometimes.
I think what makes me charming, and here I go toot my horn again. This doesn't happen often, folks, but I guess I'm
Choo
on one
choo.
tonight. Um, I think what makes the best networking opportunity is, and being charming is having genuine conversation with people. More often than not, I've just been in a situation and speaking with people about their interests or the commonality of whatever is going on around us. And then they find out that I'm a hemp farmer because it's not something that I wear a t-shirt announcing that, I am the plug. That's not the attention, that I'm aiming for. But some of the most resourceful and giving people that I've run across has just been through natural conversation about, what they're involved in. I cannot be CBD queen 23 hours and 59 minutes of the day. I can't do
Uh,
it. I can't let it consume me. And sometimes that's the expectation that people have, is that they can ask me about it anytime, anywhere, and that there's not any kind of blowback. Like, hold on, I'm really here chilling with the family,
yeah.
or this ain't the moment for that, or where did that come from? Just out of nowhere, So genuine conversation I can appreciate because you just build your way to it. But I can't be business minded or CBD in your pocket every moment of the day. I don't think that's healthy.
So have you ever been introduced as like not at work in the street, a friend or a family member introduce you as Litt Lizzy Farms instead of this is Shondee?
Yeah, it happens.
How do you, I
it,
mean how do you how
it
do you how do
happens.
you feel about that?
sometimes the situation is that they've introduced a product to this person, and that is the easiest way to get them to catch on to what's happening. I already have a chip on my shoulder about my first name, the fullness of my first name. I think it's important that you introduce people as they are and then get to the details. But at the same time, I'm not going to block my blessing. If this is how people are remembering me and speaking on my family's products to others, then I'll take it, because the goal is to be a household name. So we're working on it, but I know how to introduce myself to balance it all out.
So let's say, because this happened to me. This happened to me very recently. So I was at a family reunion, and I said we started on our cousin's podcast, and then we broke off on our own. So he goes live a lot, and I was at the reunion, and somebody said, "Hey, Carolina Dirt," and I'm just, usually if somebody say it to me in the street, it don't click in my mind, because I've turned the shit off. And especially like if I'm in a family setting, I definitely turn the shit off. And I just looked back, and she was like, "Carolina Dirt," and I'm just like, "Yeah." Like it was like, it wasn't like, to me. I was like, "Yeah,
yeah."
She was like, "You be on the show," and I was like, "Yeah." And she like, "Okay, I just, I didn't think I was gonna see you today." All right, like it didn't register me at first. Like I'm trying to get more accustomed to it because we're in the streets a little more often, but it just. I don't know when to turn the switch on and off. Like I know when we hit live, the switch is on. If we're at an event, the switch is on. But if we're in the street, my switch ain't on. It's just on I'm a regular dude.
It takes a moment. I noticed that I'm wearing Litt Lizzy Farms shirts in public, or one of our shirts with the leaf on it. And I'm an introvert, not saying much, going about my business. And it took a moment to realize that these people weren't staring at me. It's no need to be bothered. They're actually looking at the message on my shirt. So I am impacting them. I'm reaching these people to not be defensive in the attention. That's something that I've learned. And I have family members that struggle with my name, so with my full name. So I give people grace there, but eventually they get it right. And hopefully they'll keep watching you, so they'll catch on and know the names. So next time they see you in public, they can address you. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's everything we're working for. Like if we take this conversation full circle, Litt Lizzy becomes what's smaller than Fortune 500 or 200? I can't remember the levels of levels.
No idea.
All right, let's just say you blow up big enough, so you have, let's say you got online sales, you're shipping across the country. Let's say you have a pop-up shop in North Carolina, South Carolina, Southeast. Southeast. Me and my brother come to you and say, we want to get into this. We want you to show us and teach us how to do this.
Okay.
We don't want to invest in you, but we want you to show us and teach us how to do this. Are you willing to do it? Because now everything's bigger, but you're doing way more now.
Right.
Like coming to you now and then coming to you then is two different mental states for you.
Yeah, but part of my objective, part of my mission since 2019 is to empower other people that look like me in this industry. So if that's what this company was founded on, unless we rewrite that mission or don't include that in our objective, I don't see myself straying, no matter my tax bracket, from what the goal was in the first place. They print money every day. So I hope I'm earning some every day.
And it's on green paper.
Right. So, and maybe it'll go back to hemp paper and buku funds come my way, hopefully. Yeah. But who am I to knock the next person, especially if I've got mine, for wanting the same? The truth of the matter is I don't have $1 million, and I've offered this opportunity for free to young people and they've not shown up. So my worry isn't how much I make, is who's willing to learn at this point. As long as people are willing to learn, I'll share.
Well, that's why it's full circle. So a cousin come to me and ask for 4,800. That's basically, you don't need the 4,800. I'm gonna give you something more valuable, but you're gonna have to work towards it.
Right.
So
and that's why I said, that means that they have access to that millionaire, billionaire. That's a beautiful thing. You should show up, whatever the payoff is. I think people struggle with the payoff, showing up or putting money back in hand. People struggle with that real deal. I've offered the opportunity for free. Just if you want to see it being done, put your hand in the dirt. I can show you how to do this, and they don't show up. So.
I can show you how to do this, son.
Right.
So with hemp, also the next level, are you thinking about branding it into a hemp vodka, or like getting into the liquor side of hemp?
Yes. So I'm about to ruin all kinds of would-be surprises.
No, I'm good at this.
No. Yeah, you broke the code apparently. One of my short-term goals is to assist my sister with becoming a sommelier. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Excuse me, French. I took Spanish in high school. Sommelier, wine expert. Yes. Hopefully we can get her in Johnson & Wales here in Charlotte. Because I would like for us to step into growing muscadines and having at least a muscadine Moscato wine, or be able to move into, I believe vodka is one of the most conducive liquors when it comes to infusing with hemp. So we would like to move forward. Part of my job within the next 60 days before the new year rolls in is to minimize some of the products that we offer. We're going to cut a few things from the list and focus more on what we know our customers want and will support, but also puts us as a player in the game, like alcohol, wine, and spirits. So.
Okay, so when I asked you to be on the show, I hit you behind the scenes with a couple of people to network with. Mm-hmm. So this episode was actually supposed to be added was a Black lady in your area with her own wine brand. Mm-hmm. She get her grapes. Her grapes are in Napa Valley. This is certified. Mm-hmm. It's not some wine, and she's in your area. And she picked next weekend to be on the show. But her name is Chrissy. Her wine is Parlare by Chrissy. Dope Black individual. Okay. Her and her brother have already been on our show. She brands heavy. One of her spokesmen is one of the singers from Drew Hill. I can't remember the guy's name.
Wow.
Sorry, it is. She sent me a couple samples. I think I killed it that night on the show, and I'd say I don't even drink wine. She has a dope brand. Maybe you and her can get together. It's a guy out of Charlotte, in the Charlotte area. He has his own vodka brand. It's called Vibe Black, and it's a black vodka. It's not clear. When you pour it in your glass, it's black.
I think I've seen him on social media. Yeah, I think I've seen something about him on social media. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did want to have a conversation with all three of y'all together and try to put y'all together. I do try to send people your way. Whatever happens. But my networking thing is I just try to put y'all, if y'all not in the same room, y'all in the same virtual room. Y'all on the same text message. Whatever happens after that, I feel like I've done what I felt I should do. And that's the other thing when it comes to networking and helping people. Like, don't do it. Like, some people do it to get something out of it. Mm-hmm. But what I get out of it is joy in connecting other people.
Right. And there's power in that too. There's power and benefit in that too. I think sometimes the introduction itself is enough, and with timing, things usually work out for the best when it comes to the connection. So it may not be immediate all the time, but I've learned to just be introduced to people. And then when you see a familiar face, things really do blast off. So hopefully that's happening. Maybe you will do Litt Lizzy Farms is in South Carolina. That's where we cultivate. But I work out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I do a lot of traveling. So when you're ready for the Charlotte edition of the show, you let me know. I'm ready to join the game.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get people like I was saying, Finesse 2 times. His rap, everybody remembers. He always says, "I want to get it on the back end," and that's how I feel about everything that I do. Like I don't want that shit up front,
Right.
because I feel like if I give it to you up front, I either had the finances or I had the time or I had the means to give it to you up front. I want it back when maybe I don't have it. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, maybe it's 3 months, or maybe we even forget about it. But
Right.
for me to do it is like that's me fulfilling my inner peace, is connecting people, because I just like doing it.
Service, and it's a gift. You can't dictate what people do with a gift. You can only hope for the best. So that's where it is.
I think this is episode 218. Out of 218, we've had a guest on 180 of them, 190 of them, and these are people when we got to like we didn't know anybody. We started with a handful of people like we personally knew, and everybody else is just.
And now you need a booking agent. I had to choose for dates. Okay. I see what's going on here.
No, I told you.
Big time.
You got to overture. We tried to schedule something in August, and you had something you had to take care of. So we wanted to make sure you was good before you come on. You have an open chair. Whenever you want to come on, whether it's a guest, no guest, or if you see who coming on, you just want to get on. If you want to partake and see how being a host is on the show, just hit me up in advance. And
I think the next thing that I'll ask for, my next request will be a live show from the farm. We have electricity on the farm, and we have Wi-Fi. So whenever y'all are ready, let's make something happen.
You got the space table out there? Oh, definitely. And you got the space table out there? Because I've seen you post a while back.
You want the 6 foot? You want the rectangular, or you want the square? How you want it? Because we got the spotlights, we got the barn lights. Yeah, okay, all right.
You should get the hemp playing cards.
You know what? I'm on it. Just for that episode. The last time bro suggested that we do hemp toilet tissue, right?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right.
You should get hemp playing cards. Yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be something different.
But as soon as somebody wakes yak on the table, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Get his drunk ass off. Get his drunk ass off.
Get his drunk ass off the table. Knock the shit on the table. As soon as the Hennessy hit the table, excuse me, the Paul Masson, because don't nobody knock over Hennessy. As soon as the Paul Masson hit the table, then it's over.
Yeah, we talk too much shit about Hennessy to ever get a sponsorship. We talk cash shit about it. Like I just feel like you ain't no drinker, you ain't human, something wrong with you. You need help. Like there's other shit out here better than Hennessy. Like expand your palate. Like there's other shit out here better.
Absolutely.
Expand your palate. There's other shit out there better than Hennessy. So this is what we're gonna do, Miss Man. Like this is dope. This is a dope episode. Like you really came. I felt your energy a little more this episode than the first. Like I felt you had to get warmed up the first time.
I was probably ill the first episode. That was before I had surgery. So I'm a totally different, renewed woman now. So my spirits are up. I know that much. So I appreciate that.
I am woman. Hear me roar. All right, this is the last call. So you tell them folk, the people you like, tell them how much you love them. The people you don't like, say fuck them. I'm just playing. However you feel, just how you feel. Let it out.
It's been that type of week. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have been very supportive before my first appearance on this show. Behind the scenes means a lot. And there are a few people I need to reach out to, but a major shout out to Ruben, Elizabeth, Rhonda, and Big Wave. I appreciate the family. The crew has held it down, especially when I was on the injured reserve. I also want to thank each and every one of our supporters. Our Canna Buddies is what we call you. Customers, family, friends, complete strangers that have stopped, asked a question, bought a bar of soap, lit up one of our pre-rolls. Continue to check us out. LittLizzyFarms.com. 2 T's in lit. It's like that. LittLizzyFarms.com. Our market is open 24/7. If you send a message through the website, you're sending it to me. Proud to answer you 24/7. Holla at me anytime on social media, Litt Lizzy Farms. And we look forward to doing big things in 2024 with Bottom of the Bottle.
Thank you, man. That's pretty dope right there. I feel it.
Thank you.
Do that name drop for us. I like that. I want to thank her for coming on. Once again, DJ Kryptonite. He informed me about this young black entrepreneur, young black family entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Young black family, young black woman family entrepreneur farmer / very dope. We asked you to come on. We set up a date. You was on. We asked you to come back on again, and you set up a date. Like that. That's your business part that I truly appreciate. Other than the day, your timing was horrible, but you kept us updated the whole time, which is responsible. Some people don't even do that.
I apologize. I totally overlooked the button at the bottom of the screen. My bad, y'all. I'm so sorry. No. Technical difficulties.
You're good. I appreciate what you're doing as far as in the black culture, as far as in women's society. I think you also should do something for women, like just have like a special program for just women. Maybe work with a nonprofit that battered women or single mothers or something, just to give them something also to do, something to learn, a trade. It might be their woosah. They come out there and they just planting the woosah the whole time. Just something for women. I don't know if the state will help you fund it, but I think that'll be something dope for that. Maybe single mothers with kids, they teach their kids. That's something for them to spend their time with, is out there doing that. But I think you should move in kind of in the nonprofit area if possible, just because what you're doing and your hands on is so dope that you could touch a lot of people.
We have a few things with women's reproductive health, and we also have a children's camp coming up next year. So we're excited about being more involved with with our community. So we appreciate you bringing that to the forefront.
Y'all got a children's book coming out?
No children's book. It would be on hemp paper if we did, but we do have we do have a camp where we show them about farming and a few other things. We got to reconnect to the land. So.
Yeah, well, okay. Have a children's book about reconnecting to the land. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Oh, but sorry to get off the topic once again, but I appreciate her coming on. My brother wasn't able to make it, but he was in the conversation. I appreciate Nicole, Dr. Sandra, Motivated Mind C. Hess. Miss Diane was in here. Mr. Robert Rivers in here. Venom checked in from the radio. I don't remember listening to Venom on the radio. She checked in for a second. I just appreciate everybody that came in and checked on us. We're just like her. We're trying to evolve and grow, and it's a journey. It may not move at our pace, but it's moving forward. We're both going to stay committed and consistent as much as possible. Thank everybody for watching. Have a great night. Damn, I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Every day.
Yeah, that should be bad too, man. I don't work in a horrible place. I don't work with horrible people, but I be like, man, just getting up. I need that cuz that got billions of dollars to lend me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm definitely retiring if I ask for a loan from my billionaire cousin. Yeah.
Yeah, I need that 48. I need that 48 million. Shit, so I can retire forever. You give me 4.8. What about 4.8? I think I can do a 4.8.
Yeah,
I believe so. But go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything. You good?
But once again, this is the logo. You can Google that logo, and it's gonna pop up, and it's gonna take you to the website. You want to say the website one time?
LittLizzy Farms.com. LittLizzyFarms.com.
There you go, and we out.